It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the New York Giants and the New Orleans Saints, and it's coming up next.
It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today we've got an intriguing NFC matchup lined up here, as it'll be the New York Giants taking on the New Orleans Saints. Brandon Gaudin joined by Charles Davis here at the Superdome. But Charles, these Saints, after a good run from 2017 to 2020, they've kind of been middle of the pack the last couple of years, 7-10 a season ago. What's their recipe for turning things around?
I think continuing the short passing game that they're known for, and see if some of their playmakers can make some short passes into longer plays. And then on defense, continuing to pressure quarterbacks in the pocket. They tend to get after them pretty hard.
Meanwhile, for the Giants, what a turnaround last season in year one of the Brian Daboll era, Charles. Yes, they finished behind the Eagles and Cowboys, but they did win 9 games and one more for good measure at Minnesota in the wild card round.
Talk about establishing a new base, a new culture, and getting into the playoffs while doing it. So tough to beat this Giants team in the fourth quarter. They expect that to continue.
Glad you're with us. It's Blake Groupie to get this one started, and off we go here in New Orleans. This taken in at the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment. Running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. To the sideline and incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
2nd and 10. Now the NFC's leading rusher a season ago. Here's Saquon Barkley. Well, hang on a second here, because on that last play, it appears one of the Giants shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. They'll look to throw. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And down he'll go at the 25. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. And it's fielded at the 34. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. So here come the Saints to take over for the first time. And here's the new man under center after 9 seasons as a Raider. Derek Carr is the guy.
It's been fun to watch his development through the years. And right now what you see is a very confident quarterback who has a strong sense of self, totally understands the offense, and knows how to get the ball to his playmakers on the run.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Carr now to throw. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. They'll get this out to Kamara. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard. Derek Carr, very precise thrower of the football. What's the game plan for going up against him? You know, he used to be take away the short stuff, I know, but he's more than a dink and dunker, right?
And you are right about that. Great analysis of him because he has evolved as a thrower. Now he can push the ball downfield, but still, the number one things you want to take away, short passes, intermediate passes. So sharp, precise, and accurate, you've got to sit on those routes in order to cause him problems.
Still third down.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Shotgun now for Carr. And that is incomplete.
I'm quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week, but they failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
So on 4th down, on is Lou Hedley to punt for New Orleans. Back deep is Gunnar Olszewski. And this will be taken at the 13. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return, and it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. So the Giants getting the football back here for their 2nd drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Well, partner, I have to say they caught him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Saints are in great shape here as they take over at their 46-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. Now after the INT, it's Carr. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Sometimes in the run game, you can make the argument that quickness beats size. And how about the example right here?
Working from the gun, it's Carr. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That was a nice throw out there to the flat, but they defended that pretty well. The hope is to go ahead and put it on him so he can turn and get upfield and gain additional yardage. There just wasn't anywhere to go on that play.
3rd and 12. Now Carr. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Even keeping the back end for extra protection on 3rd down, they still couldn't prevent the sack. Now it's 4th and long thanks to a terrific individual effort on defense.
Here's Lou Headley on now to punt the football. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. The possession switching back to the New York Giants. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He dumps it off to Barkley. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Giant football, and we're ready to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 4th down coming up. Jamie Gillen now on to punt. This is fielded at the 27. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And they will take over 1st and 10. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
2nd down, and it's Kamara again. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
And that's a nice pickup of a 1st down on that 2nd down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Carr now on 1st down. Into the hands of Perry, complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
This is caught, and they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. The end result, 21 yards.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
From the 2, here's 1st and goal. Kamara is not going to get back to the line of scrimmage as they'll tackle him at the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped, but what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, and ends up spilling it for a loss.
Again, Kamara, but he will go backwards as he stopped for a loss. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
We all know how much running backs love getting the ball down near the goal line. They think they're going to find a way into the end zone. He hasn't had that kind of luck so far. Ends up not getting in on the last 2 carries. You know he's going to be upset about a missed opportunity.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. From 6 yards away. And the Saints post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Blake Groupie now for the extra point. And it's good as the Saints have a 7-0 lead. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it all culminates in a Saints touchdown. After the touchdown, here's Groupie to kick this one away. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3. Demario Davis there on the stop. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. They'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. They'll drop to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. He'll look to throw. Finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Back to throw here. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Holding offense.
So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, Do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
He'll look to throw. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And they work this well upfield across the 45. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. As this complete to Daniel Bellinger. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's good for 28 yards.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
They'll look to throw here on first down. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Throw right side taken in by Bellinger. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it's 2nd down. They'll look to throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half. But the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Again, he'll drop to throw. That one thrown away from the pocket. And the officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
And based on my math, they've only converted one time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Bolnick's kick is good. So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. All that remains is to snap this once, and that'll do it for the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here in a 4-point game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, back to you guys in just a moment, but welcome everyone to our Creative Village studios in the EA Sports halftime report. For the Saints, this is why they signed him. They got a strong performance from their quarterback, Derek Carr. He has a touchdown pass, and that amounted to the only touchdown of the game for either team thus far.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. From his end zone, here's Rashid Shaheed. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Now the Saints going to take over on offense to begin this third quarter. Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive. Carr going to lead the Saints up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. We'll get this one underneath to Kamara and up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a first down.
Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw his Carr. A quick throw there is incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On first down, Carr. They'll get this out to Kamara. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Carr to throw on 2nd down. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. Carr to throw again. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, And it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
And they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the third quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. That one goes for 30 yards.
That's the kind of play this offense desperately needed. They've got to be saying, our defense has kept us in the ball game. We're down, but we're certainly not out. And maybe that was the spark that they've been searching for.
So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. Now an option play, and he'll keep it. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Well, with him trailing here in the second half, maybe his legs can try to give this offense a spark.
And that's the benefit of having a young quarterback, right? Having a rookie, a guy who will say, hold on a second, I have a little bit of fearlessness to my game. It isn't working as well the other way. Let's see what I can do to help my team this way. And boy, he did it there.
So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that will bring up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the Saints' 32-yard line.
Now back to throw. Gonna let one fly for Robinson. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. 4th down after the New Orleans defense holds serve.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive, stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
Bullock's kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
After the field goal now, it's Bullock to kick it away. This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. On play action, now Carr. That'll be taken in by Shaheed. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
You just had the feeling that sooner or later someone was going to come up with that one play. Neither team has really done a whole lot offensively, but here's one that pays off to the tune of big yardage, and it's one that could maybe get this group in gear.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Kamara up the middle. And some space here. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans. And we've got a dandy here. A one-point game as we begin the fourth. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively, and the key to any screenplay is space to work, and there was none to be found there, and they tackle it for just a short gain.
And this offense on third down today, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. And they'll fake the jet sweep there and instead hand it Kamara. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, it's a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
On a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. So after the field goal, back out is Groupie to send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. The New York set to take the field. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. Well, there you go. Save your best scramble of the day for a big-time situation in the fourth quarter, picking up the first.
You don't want to use it up early, right? You want to make sure you save it for that exact moment, that key time. And that's what he did, although you and I both know it wasn't planned that way. But what a nice job using his eyes, scanning the field, and realizing when it was time to exit the pocket and go.
Nathan Shepard in there to make the tackle.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 39-yard line, here comes second down at 6. He'll drop to throw. Dancing to his left. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
On third down, Barkley. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
They come up now on 2nd and 2. Back to throw. Well, that's complete to Shepard. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 14. And now all of a sudden the shoe's kind of on the other foot. Maybe you pull the reins back here a bit?
Yeah, a little bit, because you got to make sure that you don't score too quickly.
Here's 1st down. Back to throw. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion, so I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get several plays off in quick succession if they can.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play, because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
He's back to throw. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow! Wow!
What a game this has been, and what a drive that was, Charles, to take the lead here late in the 4th quarter.
And, partner, that's a job well done by everyone, from the players to the guys calling the plays. And if I may introduce just one downside to the mix, might be a little bit too much time left. Enough on the clock for a final last-ditch effort to try and steal this win away.
Extra point up and good by Bullock. So it's now a 3-point game here in the closing stages, as a field goal now can only tie it. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. Taken at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. So time for Carr and the Saints. Down 13-10, 46 seconds to go. Now they need at minimum 3 points out of this as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing his Carr. Throwing the out route, incomplete. That's Perry. And he is going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. Carr. That's caught by Johnson. The Saints going to call the 1st of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. 2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Here's Carr. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Clock at 30 seconds. 2nd and 10. Now Carr. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. A big play in this football game. 3rd down and 1. Carr to throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th.
Partner, they've got 1 chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
And he is going to have the Saints 1st down as they wind up getting 4 there on 4th and 1. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to potentially send us to overtime. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This to tie things up in the final minute. And his kick is good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now, barring any hijinks on the kickoff here, partner, I think you and I, we're going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
So overtime on the horizon, barring a wild finish here as the kick's away. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So the first crack here in overtime goes to the New York Giants as we are back underway. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And now out come the Giants. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Another nice job there defensively. They really stymied their passing attempts, and it continues in overtime.
And for them to do that, that means they've had to be cohesive on defense. Pressure in the quarterback's face. Good coverage of not just the wide receivers, but the tight end, the running backs when they try and slip out, and making sure they're at the point of attack. When the ball's in the air, they get there and help force some of those incompletions.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. A handoff to Barkley on the option. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 53 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
They keep it with Barkley on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
2nd and 6. Well, he short arms that one just a bit. It's low and incomplete. So 3rd down coming up. And Charles, I guess the question for me, where does 4-down territory begin possibly?
I guess for me it begins if you have 4th and 5 or less, because you got to understand your team and know what your play calls are. What do you have that you think you're confident that you can pick up that type of yardage? It might be 4th and 3 for some teams, but I think anything under 4th and 5, they'll think about going for it.
And he will have a Giants first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Looked like a pretty smart decision that time to keep the football by the quarterback.
It was, because you saw how the runner got swarmed. So you've got to pull the ball from his arms, keep it yourself, and get what you can. And the most underrated player on this play is the running back. Because even if he doesn't have the ball, he has to act like he does in order to attract the defense.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
From the 46, here's a 2nd and 7. Here's a fake on the jet sweep as he'll go instead with Barkley. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. So he hooked up with a veteran there, and in overtime, that's not a bad idea. Go with the age and the experience.
Yeah, because sometimes the young guys, they give you the fresh legs and give you all that bounce. But in this type of a situation, sometimes those legs slow down a little bit as the enormity of the moment overwhelms them. The veteran guys, they tend to come through.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. He'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
The ball on the 8. Still could get a first down technically. 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. And that's going to be incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got a key on, because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Bullock good on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The New Orleans offense set to take over. Last time out, you remember their drive stalled, but thanks to their kicker, booted a long field goal to at least get them 3. Now here they'll try to do better and find the end zone.
And in our experience, how much fun is it for coaches to know that they've got a kicker who can nail it from long distance? Now, the hard part is, as an offensive play caller, you don't want that in your head too much where you're relying on it, and he goes out and gets the job done for them. But I'm quite sure he would be content to just kick extra points from here on out.
Yeah, absolutely no question. I think his teammates would be okay with him just kicking the extra points as well.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
2nd down and 6 now. Carr. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw, it's Carr. The throw left sideline falls incomplete. A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. It's Carr. He's going to float this one deep right side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. So it's a win here for the Giants, and it was their quarterback who led the way, Charles. Pretty impressive play for a rookie.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.